Alright, welcome back everybody. Group stage of the 2018 Boston ELeague Major is done. Pick'ems are done for that stage. I'm going to do a quick recap. I chose FaZe to go 3-0. I thought it was an obvious choice. Unfortunately, they failed to live up to that expectation in the prelims, but hey, that's okay. So yeah, they went 3-0 in group stage, so that was really nice. Got 3 points for that. I picked Team Liquid to go 0-3. I'm not going to go over my rationale because I did that last video. Unfortunately, they did not. The two teams that went 0-3 were, unsurprisingly, North. They aren't that good. And Virtus Pro, I was really surprised about that. I know they've been struggling a lot recently, but I didn't think they'd go out in the major that fashion. That was really upsetting to watch. And then I chose G2 to make it through. They went 3-0. I chose SK. They went 3-1. I chose Astralis. They lost to Cloud9 and got knocked out, which surprised me. I chose Cloud9 to make it through. They were looking really strong. I'm really happy for them. I love that team. Sorry, let me get rid of this graph. Alright, I chose Navi to go through. They're also a really strong team. They went through. I chose Fnatic and Mouse Sports because Fnatic's been looking good recently and Mouse Sports has been looking really good recently. So, yeah, I did really well. For this round, I got a total of 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 points. So that's really good. On the leaderboard, I'm number 1. I'm top 1% in the world right now. I think I'm doing really well with my predictions. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump on into the playoffs. Right off the bat, we've got a bunch of great matchups. I mean, FaZe versus Mouse Sports, just another repeat showdown of ECS Season 4, I think, down in Cancun. Navi versus QBF, the two CIS teams. It's going to be a good matchup. G2 versus Cloud9. They played in the group stage. They were the two teams that went 3-0 in the preliminaries. And then SK and Fnatic. That's it's pretty one-sided. So for that, I'm just gonna go with SK for that one. For Cloud9 and G2 Esports, I'm actually gonna go with G2. Cloud9's looking really good. They had a reverse sweep, so they were down 2-0. And if they lost against Astralis, they would have been out, but they ended up sweeping the next 3 games in a very convincing fashion. But G2's just looking insanely good right now. They're looking incredible. Next up, we've got Navi versus QBF. This is kind of a tough one. I mean, this bracket, it's a tough bracket. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. These are almost going to be one-sided affairs, but these are going to be great matches to watch. QBF has been surprising everybody recently. They've really been showing up at this tournament. It's a tough pick. I'm going to go with Navi because Zeus is the defending major champion. He's looking really good. Navi, they're looking pretty good right now. I really think they can beat QBF in a best of 3. And then we're going to go to FaZe versus Mouse Sports. Now, everyone feels like the clear choice is FaZe, but I mean, at ECS, Mouse Sports put up one hell of a match in a best of 3. They brought it to all 3 maps. They made it into overtime map 2. Third game was still just as convincing. Now, for the group stage, they didn't look too good. They were one of the teams that barely qualified against against Space Soldiers, but I think against FaZe, just their play style is really solid against FaZe. They know how to go in, they know what they're gonna do. But for FaZe and in FaZe defense, FaZe is just this incredible team. They did lose to Mouse Sports in the prelims, and that's why FaZe didn't go 3-0. Honestly, I mean, there has to be an upset, otherwise it's not a major. So I'm actually just gonna pick Mouse Sports, simply because they're going into this with this history with FaZe, beating them in the prelims, getting damn near close to beating them at ECS, and for that reason, just for the upset factor for Mouse Sports, I'm picking them to beat FaZe Clan. Now for G2 versus SK. If you look back at G2 versus SK's history, they always lose to SK in best of ones, but they've never lost to SK in a best of three. So for that reason, I'm picking them to go on to the grand final. And then for Mouse Sports versus Navi, shit, man, this is a tough pick because if you go back, Navi beat Mouse Sports 2-0, most recently at DreamHack Winter. But if you go to ESL Pro League Season 5, I mean, Mouse Sports 16-0'd them. Mouse Sports didn't have Sticko at the time. They had Lowell, and Sticko is a much better player. Navi had... They didn't have Seized, or they had Seized, but they didn't have Zeus. So almost the same lineup. They got rid of Guardian, and now they have Electronic. And that was a good lineup. They lost to Mouse Sports. So this is another close match. I mean, it's really tough to kind of decide. Even in ESL Pro League, Navi lost to Mouse Sports in Season 6. So I'm really kind of torn on this one. But I'm going to base this off DreamHack Winter, which is the most recent tournament. So I'm going to pick Navi to beat them. This is going to be a great major. If this is what ends up happening, I think this is going to be great because these are two teams that have history. I mean, going back to ESL 1 Cologne 2014, I mean, Navi versus Envious. Envious was pretty much a similar roster to what G2 has now, the core three of Kenny S, Apex, MBK. They lost in a best of 3 to Navi. Navi won ESL 1 Cologne 2014 or 2015. I think it was 2014. I'm not sure, but they lost, and then the very following major at DreamHack Cluj-Napoca, Envious came back to play Navi in the grand finals again and beat them. So I think this is a historic match. I think Navi is looking really good, but G2 is looking phenomenal. So I'm actually picking them to win the major. They are my favorite team. I do have that bias, but I think that against Cloud9, easy win. Against SK Gaming, it'll be a tough one, but they've never lost a best of 3 to them. And then, yeah, I mean, I really think they can beat Navi. So that's pretty much my picks. Just to recap, FaZe Clan versus Mouse Sports. Mouse Sports has their revenge set against FaZe Clan. They beat them in prelims. They got damn near close to beating them at ECS Season 4, so I think they can finally do it. They can finally topple down this lineup. Then Navi versus QBF. I think Navi can beat QBF. Yeah. And then Navi versus Mouse Sports. You could get Navi to beat Mouse Sports. Mouse Sports, they're good, but again, they're only people that they can actually play well against is FaZe. And then G2 versus Navi, I'm going to go with G2. So, yeah, that's pretty much my pick. I think I'll probably get at least 36 points. 36, maybe 48 if G2 can beat SK. Yeah, I really think I can do this. So, with that, I'm going to end the video. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you guys do well with your pick'ems. You don't have to follow mine exactly. You can kind of just take the things I've said with a pinch of salt. If you want to follow mine exactly, I think we can do this. So yeah, thanks for watching.